This is going to be one of two videos, so let's get right into it. We have brand new support for a very old deck, and it is for Ancient Gears. So Ancient Gears are getting brand new support in Legacy of Destruction, and let's take a look at what they actually do. First up, we have Ancient Gear Dark Golem. It's an Earth Machine effect, level 8, 3000 attack and defense, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect is this card's name becomes the Ancient Gear Golem while on the field or in the graveyard. Very useful. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can activate this effect. You cannot set cards for the rest of the turn. Also, you can add up to 2 Ancient Gear cards and or Gear Town from your deck to your hand, except Ancient Gear Golem, then discard 1 card. If this card attacks, your opponent can activate spell and trap cards for until the end of the damage step. Super good card, and honestly, I am very happy that this deck is getting new support, and I cannot wait to see what the other 4 cards do, as they've been needing something since the last time that they got support back in the Legendary Duel set. After a very strong start, let's take a look at the next card, being Ancient Gear Commander. It's an Earth Machine, level 4, 500 attack, 2000 defense, and you can only use the following 1, 2, and 3 effects of this card's name once per turn. First effect is you can send 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, deck, or face up on the field to the graveyard. Immediately after this resolves, normal summon 1 Ancient Gear monster. Then, if you normal or special summon an Ancient Gear Golem, you can special summon 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your hand or graveyard, ignoring a summoning condition. And then the third effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, place 1 face-up Ancient Gear continuous trap card from your deck to the field. Very strong card, but could have been super strong if it's summoned from deck or extra deck, which I understand why they didn't want to do that. But overall, it's a very strong card for Ancient Gear because they definitely deserve something like this, and realistically, this is a card that they were missing for quite some time, and I'm surprised they finally got it now in 2023 of all places. Now let's get into a very fun card, being Ancient Gear Tanker. It is an Earth Machine, level 4 effect monster, 1300 attack and defense, and you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you could special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your hand other than Ancient Gear Tanker, ignoring its summoning conditions. If your opponent controls monsters, you may special summon them from the graveyard instead. And you can target 1 face-up card you control, destroy it, increase the attack of your Ancient Gear Golem, or any card that mentions it in its text by 600 until the end of the turn. Very nice power buff, and realistically, that is super crazy. Now, overall, really good card, and pretty sure it's going to be useful at multiples. Now, after that, we have a brand new continuous spell for the deck, being Ancient Gear Advance. And honestly, I really love the art to this, since it has all the Ancient Gears in it, advancing to an enemy. It's a continuous spell card, and you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Also, you cannot set cards during the turn you activate this card, keeping with the theme of Ancient Gears. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Ancient Gear spell or trap card from your deck to your hand when it resolves, except Ancient Gear Advance. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 monster you control, draw 1 card, and if you do, apply the following effect for the rest of the turn. You do not need to tribute summon Ancient Gear Golem or a level 5 or higher monster that mentions it. That is really good, and realistically, that could cause problems in the future. But honestly, I do have to say that this card alone helps the deck fully, because you could just normal summon out Ancient Gear Golem without tributing. So it's kind of like a Kashira Birth, but for Ancient Gear Golem. Now then, for the last card, we have a continuous trap card, and it is a wonderfully broken card, being Ancient Gear Duel. It is a continuous trap card, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect is the Ancient Gear Golem monsters, or monsters that mention it, are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. The second effect is if your opponent controls the monsters, you can banish fusion materials from your field or graveyard, including an Ancient Gear Golem, to fusion summon a fusion monster that mentions Ancient Gear Golem. The monster special summoned by this effect can attack up to 3 times during the battle phase. This card is relatively broken once it goes off, and honestly, I really like this card. This new wave of support definitely helped out Ancient Gear Golem, but I cannot wait to see what else we have from Legacy of Destruction, because these 3 or these 5 cards alone definitely prove the mark that they are starting to push more stuff into a good spotlight. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I hope you guys did enjoy, and see you guys in the next video. It's probably going to be on other Legacy of Destruction stuff. I might cover all 6 of the dual box cards that OCG is getting pretty soon as well. So have a wonderful night.